Got it now.
Alright. You guys want to say this is my friend Chase, see? Yeah. I mean, it's my friend Chase. Which do you prefer? Just Chase? Yeah, just Chase. It's just Chase. Okay. We run a company called showrunners.net. You can go and check it out. He came around recently to come and talk to us about what he wanted to do with some radio work and some video work. We realised that what we have so many things in common, and that what we're doing here will be useful to him, and what he does will be very, very useful to you. And he's just been delivered a fantastic set of facilities in Speak, which he wants to talk about. That's right, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's true.
He makes videos, he makes radio programs, he does pretty much everything. But the facilities he's just been given, he needs people to come and use it. He's coming in to tell you all about it. And we're going to have a bit of a question and answer session?
Yeah, some videos.
Yeah. As you can tell, he's far cooler than me.
It's always cooler than
And he's a great guy, and just tell us about what you've got to do, Chase. Please.
Yeah. Alright, well, hi, I'm Chase Johnston-Lynch. I don't know how long we're trapped here with me, but I mean, hopefully it'll be entertaining for you guys that are inside the audio broadcasting, degree that you're taking here. So pretty much, I've been here before, don't recognize some of you, so it's a different class, that's cool. I'm going to show you some videos that I worked on, but last time I was here, and that lecture was filmed by another person there, right there, hopefully doing a good job, getting close-ups, you know what I mean? Come on, Daddy. And so you can actually see that one on the internet, so I don't want to repeat myself, really. One of the questions that came out in that lecture, because I did a lot of videos in America, yeah? I mean, just basically to bring that down, so I used to work with Wu-Tang Clan and everything, and, what happened is that, it was interesting, Genius was just here at the O2, and we used John Morris's like yourself, and one of the students came with me to that concert and everything like that. So it's that kind of thing of when we're talking about being active and working, is that you actually be going out into the field very quickly. So that's what we're looking for, is those who actually have ambition, creativity, and want to actually get to doing stuff outside the classroom. Let's also give you an idea for questions as well. Now, I came here 11 years ago. One of the students last time asked me, a personal question, like, why? And I asked myself sometimes why too. But basically, when I came here in 2001, that was when the changeover happened from film to digital. So that's why a lot of those pictures, not exactly those, but the videos we used to work was in film. So what happened is when I got here, I came here for love. I always have to say that just in case my wife watches this. But what happened is that we switched over from film to digital. So we first switched to digital, which means we switched to video. Then video got smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, it started out with the Sony X1s, we started out with the Canons, and then they moved down to what looked like photo cameras, which a lot of you are probably using now, and then they went from, somebody want to help me out, Canon 500, 500D, 600, 700, I mean, what the hell is that all about? I remember 13 years ago when we first switched over to digital in editing process, where we used to edit, not on the Steinbeck, even though I did do that, but we used to edit with the joysticks, right, the VTR systems and everything, big 3/4-inch pneumatic tapes, right, and then it switched over to digital, where they started with the G1, then G2, G3, it's up to G5 now. So what happened is, just in 10 years, the technology just keeps changing and changing. And what I had to do as a filmmaker is to keep changing with it. So in that aspect, it was kind of like, the way I look at success, it's kind of like it's a series of hills. You have some successes and you have some bombs, some flops, some failures, and everything, but you got to keep going. And you have to keep changing with the times that way. So that was happening with digital. So I had to keep relearning. So I actually ended up here at John Morris. I took the master's course here in 2005 and everything, so I guess I'm a graduate of LJMU. and everything, but I took digital new media. Because, you know, I was getting tired of like all of these new things that I had to learn and relearn. I mean, Final Cut went from Final Cut to Final Cut 1, 2, 3, 4, Final Cut HD, Final Cut Pro. You know, I think it's up to 7 now. Anybody? Yeah. Final Cut? Yeah, exactly. But then again as it comes down to editing and stuff, it's like, whoa, there's so many different programs and systems. You know, right now I'm editing on something called Power Director. Anybody ever heard of it? Yeah? Yeah, it's good though, isn't it? It's got a lot of great transitions. Yeah? Love it. I mean, but people are still editing on Premiere. Now back then, Premiere, the Adobe Premiere was really like lame, you know, with the building blocks and the render systems that it had, you know, and all the different codecs you need. But now people want it, they love it, you know, because it got the multi-camera ability to, see what's got going on. So my point is, in that rabbiting on is, it's been my thing to have to relearn always, and that is one of the things that kind of holds you back, you know, from, you spiral, go down, go down, that kind of thing. But because I love film, because I love making film, you know, there is the actual concept behind the technology that you need to know. And that's what I was hoping that we could talk about today. You know, that's why today I'm going to show you a lot of more behind the scenes making videos, as well as the videos that I made here. Now, the videos that I made here, you know, somebody asked me that last time, that I started off saying that, is like, well, they're not Wu-Tang, you know, they're not Jay-Z, they're not famous, you know, but that's who you be working for. You know, a lot of you in here will probably be convinced by your mates who have a band, right? Hey man, you're in that video class, right? You know, you want to make me a video, yeah? You know, how many have had that conversation already? Be honest, I better see more than 3 hands. 5, yeah, exactly. And if they haven't approached you, they will. And the point is, you will approach them because you need it for your class, you need it for, you know, hey, I have to go and make something, you know, that's part of my project. Yeah? But then what happens then is that it's just you trying to make something where 10 other people try to make something too. So you're all fighting for the same cameras, right? You're fighting for the same, different crews, and how do I make up a crew out of these 3 people? Yeah? Out of those 5 people. And the point, what I want to get to, what we should talk about today, is who essentially do you need? What skills essentially do you need to make a proper video? And what I mean by a proper video is that I don't mean something that is like, you know, going to be on MTV, because first of all, that's not going to happen. Why do you think that's not going to happen?
Because MTV doesn't play music anymore.
Well, very good. You fell for the trick question. MTV doesn't make videos anymore, man. I remember when MTV was 24-hour music, you know? Now it's 24-hour crap and a bit of music. That is not exactly why, but that's true. Why? What? That is another good answer, but that's not, MTV has their own crews. That's like, you know, the record labels usually will hire their own crews. So this is what the funny thing is. I mean, a lot of people may have a friend who think that they're hot, right? This band, this rapper, or whatever. They just got signed to a label, they got a management company, I'm not gonna name names. And, you know, what happens is that they're trying to make their videos, and they think that they can send it to the record label. How many have heard that one? Yeah?
People used to do it.
Yeah, people used to do it because there were record labels only in America, but then like sometimes there are some import labels over in London and everything else like that. So what will happen is that your video that you made with your mates with this little camera, right? Because that's all you got, that little camera. Some of you forget to actually pull out the light kit that is actually free on offer. You don't know how many crew people you actually do need and what jobs they actually do need to have. So what will happen is that your video that you made may be really creative and unique to you, but a record label will go, wouldn't even watch it. Why?
Because they don't need to.
They don't, well, one is they don't need to, other they don't want to. But why is because if you just come in off the street saying, yeah, I made this video for this band, it's not going to have all the technical aspects that, you know, professional videos have. So for those who actually seen like any of the Wu-Tang videos that I had done, right? What you would see is that they were actually had cameras, they had the crew, they had cast. It's just as simple as girls in the video. Now, no offense to any girls in here, right? But it's as simple as girls in the video. You know, it's not about, hey, I can get my girlfriend and her friends and everything else like that, and they can do some dance and all that. You know, because what you actually need to make those girls look even more than they are is makeup artists. Yeah? What you actually need is a dance choreographer to do any kind of dancing. So, all right, what's up, right? It'd be nice, right? What you need is wardrobe person to actually get some really fly wardrobe and not the stuff that came out your closet. You know what I mean? So your creativity really is second to what you actually need to get to something that is going to get onto TV. But what happens is the artists that will come to you and say, hey man, do my video, they're not thinking that way. They're just thinking that I know a mate who has free equipment, who has students, who go out and make something and everything, and I'm going to get on, you know, AKA, because MTV shows no videos. AKA don't use videos anymore. Anybody remember AKA?
Yeah.
When it was Channel U?
Yeah.
You know, Channel U, man, you know, come on, make a video with that. And what do you see on Channel U? A bunch of guys like that. You know? Oh, wait, let's not forget the weed culture. Yeah, I got smoked in this video because I seen them do it on Wu-Tang. Right? You know, that video's not gonna play. When that comes out, it's not gonna play. And that's kind of the logic you have to start to think about. Why am I going there? I'm going there because when I came here last time, one of the main skills I talked about having was being a treatment writer. Anybody know what it is? No? Treatment writer? Anybody know what treatment is? Help me out, brother. Anybody know what treatment is?
Yeah, the treatment is the way that somebody envisages something to work out. They take an idea and they transfer it into theirs.
How important is that, Colin?
Huh?
How important is that? It shows the artist, the management, the record label, it shows everybody that you have a plan. And that you just don't have a couple of mates with a free camera that's going to go out and shoot a band in the Zanzibar. Yeah, look at that guy. Yeah, I was already planning on doing that this weekend. I didn't know I needed a plan. I mean, really, what do I need a plan for? You know, so the whole point about it is that where your creativity comes into play, because this is not supposed to depress you, it's supposed to excite you actually, in a different kind of way. Where your creativity comes into play is what makes you unique amongst everyone else out there. Because a lot of us, I say us because I assume that you take this course to actually be in control of your creativity. A lot of us think that we're the best, we're hot. I'll say hot shit, right? A lot of you think that, don't you? Who's the hot shit in this class? Who's the best?
These two.
These two! I love it how you put them out. Oh, us. I think Stella over here. Why are they the best? Why are they the best?
Because they put the most effort into everything.
Do we?
Yeah, you do.
He doesn't agree. So, what's your name?
Miles
What?
Dan.
and Miles.
Dan and Miles. All right, Dan and Miles, talk to me. What is the effort that you put into things? Give me an example of what this young lady's talking about.
Well, I'm overly enthusiastic about radio, and that's what I do. I do shows on the side. I've got a show on the student station. We're currently helping out with a local station on the other side of the water.
On the other side of the world?
Water.
Oh, where?
Sorry,
Yeah,
no,
right.
And
Is that 7 Ways?
yes.
Yeah, I know 7 Ways, yeah.
Awesome guys.
Yeah, I was there to set up the 7 Ways actually when they were supposed to set up a TV station. Anyway, go ahead. So, you do radio.
Yeah.
So, that means, I thought you were filmmakers.
They are as well.
You are,
Yeah.
broadcasters are not filmmakers though. There's a difference in it.
Yeah, true.
Filmmakers, get it? Filmmakers, we make videos.
Okay.
So, no, we'll talk about the hot stuff that you are broadcast, but do you do any
Any
films?
film? Yeah.
Yeah, last week I went out and I was filming a pantomime and I'm currently editing that all together for them.
Right?
that was just a bit on the side for my mate. So.
What's interesting about that is that for